from the provincial capital, Quetta.
The top US and NATO commander in Afghanistan, Stanley McChrystal, has this city firmly in his sight. He says that Quetta, the capital of Balochistan, in Pakistan, is being used as a base by the Taliban. The Afghan border is just 2 hours' drive down this road. The people who live here have family and tribal ties with the people of Afghanistan and the Taliban. At this roadside tea shop, tribal leader Malik Yassin denies that fighters operate out of his hometown.
The real objective is clear. It took them 30 years to destroy Afghanistan. Then they killed our brothers in Waziristan, and now they want to bring the war to the south. The real target is the Pashtun people and their leadership.
Like most of the people who live here, Mullah Umar, the Taliban leader, is a Pashtun. McChrystal claims that he is here running a special council known as the Quetta Shura. He is using the tribal connections to recruit fighters and generate income. The province's chief minister says that is nonsense.
As far as I know, there is no such thing as Quetta Shura. And the Taliban leadership have refuted the claims of the Americans that Mullah Umar is not in Quetta. This is what was in the newspaper. And about the drones, so we will condemn any attempt by US forces to send drones into Balochistan.
And the chief minister has a threat of his own. The Kandahar road runs through his province. It's a vital logistical link for NATO forces in Afghanistan. They use it to carry fuel, heavy machinery and supplies.
The Americans themselves will jeopardize their own logistic routes. So they should be wise enough not to indulge in aggressive activities against any sovereign state.
None of the ordinary people in this busy city want to get into a fight with the United States, but many consider Mullah Umar as a hero. And for those that know him, they will tell you that he's not the kind of man who would flee the battleground and come into Pakistan. Many believe that he will not leave Afghanistan before the Americans do. Kamal Haider, Al Jazeera, Quetta.
Now, let's take a look at why Balochistan is so significant. It's Pakistan's largest province, covering nearly 40% of the country, neighboring Iran to the west and Afghanistan to the north. The province is rich in natural resources, but suffers from widespread poverty, largely because it's underrepresented in the central government and the army. Baloch nationalist groups have been demanding an independent state free of Pakistani, Afghan or Iranian rule for decades. In recent years, groups such as the Balochistan Liberation Army and Balochistan Liberation United Front have taken up arms to get their message across. The province is also home to some 400,000 Afghan refugees living in camps in and around Quetta, which have been described as ideal recruiting grounds for the Taliban. For more now, I'm joined by Murad Khan, a former spokesperson for the Pakistani military and aide to former President Pervez Musharraf. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you, sir.
What do you think will be the effect in Balochistan if the United States launches a campaign there and starts using its drones to bomb targets in that province?
A recent statement which was given by the United States ambassador in Islamabad while giving an interview to a local newspaper, and the study of analyzing the Afghanistan situation, war and terror by General Stanley McChrystal, where he identified 3 groups of Taliban, and out of those 3, one was the Taliban Shura, based in Quetta. These are strong indicators that the United States is extending their policy of drones attack in Balochistan. But I personally feel that if the United States follow this policy of extending the drone attack to Balochistan, it will prove counterproductive, and it will have strong negative fallout on the global war on terror.
You know, much of the supplies for the US campaign in Afghanistan goes through this area, from Balochistan through into Kandahar. Does the United States run the risk of having its convoys attacked by local tribesmen if they launch drone attacks in the area?
As I highlighted earlier, there's strong negative fallout. Top of the line is that there is a negative perception, anti-American sentiment present in Pakistani society. And if they follow this policy of extending their drone attack, that would amount to adding fuel to that negative perception. Now, the recent poll which was released by one of the independent organizations, that 59% of Pakistanis feel American as the top enemy, and it should be an eye-opener for the United States and the hierarchy who are dealing with the policies, that Pakistani have placed United States higher than India, which is their arch enemy with whom they have fought 3 wars. Secondly, the 30 to 40% of the United States and NATO supply go through Balochistan, and we see that once a week or 2 times a week these convoys are attacked. But if they follow this policy, I assure you that there will be rise in the attacks on the NATO convoy.
Is there anything to the US view that this is a very fertile recruitment ground for the Taliban, this area, Balochistan, because there are so many Afghan refugees who are in this place?
This is a proven fact which the Pakistani administration and security forces have highlighted at various forums. There was a conference in 2005 which I attended when I was serving back in the country, in tripartite commission, where 3 Pakistani have accepted this fact that the refugee camps which are located along the borders, they are providing sources of recruitment to Taliban in Pakistan and Taliban across the border. And that's what Pakistan highlighted, that they should be helped under UNHCR to repatriate these these refugee camps across the border, because there are Taliban elements present in these refugee camps. There are sympathizers present in these refugee camps, and Pakistan many times have requested that there should be help to repatriate these refugees across the border. That will kill this point. Secondly, another important point here I would like to highlight is that the existing policy which the United States have adopted, they are absolutely wrong, because the trust deficit between the 2 countries.
Which policy is that? The policy of
the
drone
policy
attacks?
of extending these drone attack, conducting drones attack, and then they're not realizing the problem of their own ally. Pakistan army is overstretched and under-resourced. They are fighting Taliban in settled area of NWFP. They're fighting Taliban in the tribal area, and if they extend this policy of attacking drones in Balochistan, this issue will get volatile, and it will be difficult for Pakistani security forces to control the situation in that part of the world.
Murad Khan, we're going to have to leave it there. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. We are going to take a short break right now, but still to come on Al Jazeera. Under scrutiny, the UN's top nuclear watchdog is